You can write the heading. Cost based transfer pricing. Some special cases we are going to see. Cost based okay, we have seen the theory related to this. What do you mean by cost based transfer pricing, etc.? We will try to see one question on this. Okay, is there any question? I will see in the exercise. 1 minute. Okay, you can take question number 3 from the exercise portion. That is, I think, page number. Question number 3 will be. Yeah, page number 9.34. 9.34. Okay, yeah. Centurion and Co. You can read the question. Centurion and Co. Okay. Centurion Co. operates a pulp division that manufactures wood pulp for use in the production of various paper goods. The following information are available: selling price, then less variable expenses, then contribution, fixed expenses based on a capacity of 1 lakh kilos per year, net income 30. Okay, This is, yeah, so Centurion Co. Centurion Co. operates pulp division. Pulp division which manufactures wood pulp. Okay, and in the production of various paper products, information is given: selling price, then variable expenses, contribution, then fixed expenses portion, then net income. Then going ahead, Centurion Co. has just acquired a small company that manufactures paper cartons. Okay, this company will be treated as a division of Centurion with full profit responsibility. So, what has happened is the company has just acquired a small company that manufactures paper carton. So, paper carton unit. Okay, paper carton unit, that is a division. Okay, now this company will be treated as a profit center. Okay, now the newly formed carton division is currently purchasing 10,000 kgs of pulp per year from a supplier at a cost of rupees 210 per kg, less 10% quantity discount. Centurion's president is anxious that the carton division begins purchasing its pulp from the pulp division if an acceptable transfer price can be worked out. So it is not mandatory. It is not mandatory. If and only if an acceptable transfer price can be worked out, then the president of the company wants this independent division to purchase the cartons from this internal division. Okay, then you are given certain situations. Situation 1: if the pulp division is in a position to sell all of its pulp outside customers at the normal price of 210 per kg, will the managers of the carton and pulp division agree to transfer 1000 kgs of pulp next year at a determined price? Explain with reasons. Okay, situation 2: assuming that the pulp division is currently selling only 60,000 kgs of pulp each year to outside customers, the stated price of 210, will the managers agree to mutually acceptable transfer price for 10,000 kgs of pulp in the next year? Explain with reasons. Situation 3: if the outside supplier of the carton divisions reduces its price to 117 per kg, will the pulp division meet this price? Explain. If the pulp division does not meet the price of 117 per kg, what will be the effects on the profits of the company as a whole? Yes, that is the question. It is a easy question but a comprehensive question. Okay, based on the principles which we learnt earlier. Okay, so we will just do this. Okay, so what is given here? There is a paper carton division. Okay, this is the buying division. The buying division should purchase carton from whom? From the pulp division. Okay, what do they purchase? Pulp. It is not cartons, it is purchase pulp. Okay, and this carton division currently buy pulp at rupees, what is the rate? At rupees 210, am I right? Less 10% quantity discount. Right. Minus 10% discount. Okay, and you have certain scenarios. So first, effective price at which pulp is available in the market at present. Okay, at present it is available at rupees 210 minus 10% discount, and that will be 210 into 90 will be rupees 189 per unit per kg. Okay, so this is the present market price. Now situation 1. What is the situation 1? Situation 1 is pulp division is in a position to sell all of its pulp to outside customers at the normal price of rupees 210 per kg. Okay, so I can write it as situation 1, no spare capacity. No spare capacity. Okay, so entire production, no spare capacity for pulp division. Entire production is sold in the external market at rupees 200 per unit. Okay, now we will find out what is the contribution earned by the pulp division. Contribution per unit to pulp division. What is the contribution? 210 minus 126, that is rupees 84 per unit. 84 per unit. Okay, now in this scenario there is no spare capacity for the pulp division. So if the transfers have to be done to the carton division, then what will happen? The existing external sales of the pulp division have to be curtailed. So naturally the pulp division will lose some what? Contribution from external sales. Okay, so you can write, since spare capacity is not available, any sale of pulp to carton division can be done only by curtailing existing sales. Okay, therefore minimum transfer price required for pulp division will be how much? Variable cost of manufacture plus opportunity cost. What is variable cost of manufacture? In this case variable cost of manufacture is 126, that is 126 plus what is the contribution lost? The opportunity cost is nothing but the contribution lost. This is rupees 84. Okay, that is equal to rupees 210 per kg of cotton. So if there is no spare capacity and pulp division should sell the goods to the cotton division, then such goods can be sold only at a minimum selling price of 210 rupee. Now tell me, what would be the maximum price? that carton division can pay to pulp division. At the existing rates, the company will be the the carton division will be getting the pulp at rupees 189 per kg. So the maximum price that it will be ready to pay to the pulp division will be only 189 per kg. So this is equal to rupees 189 per kg. Okay, so what do you say? Will there be an internal transfer of pulp between the pulp division and the carton division? No. Okay, since the carton division will be ready to pay only rupees 189 per kg. The internal transfer will not be affected. Did you get the point? Here the problem is the minimum selling price required by the pulp division is 210 per kg, whereas presently the carton division is getting this pulp at 189 per kg from the external market. So the maximum price that the carton division can pay is only 189 per kg. So there will be a conflict, and they can't come into a consensus between these reasons or these transfer prices. So net effect, what will happen? The internal transfer will not happen. That is situation number 1. Now situation number 2. What is situation 2? Assuming pulp division currently selling only 60,000 kgs of pulp each year to outside customers at the stated price of rupees 210 per kg, will the managers agree to a mutually acceptable transfer price for 10,000 kgs of pulp in the next year? Okay, so current external sale quantity, how much? It is 60,000 kg. Okay, 60,000 kg. What is the maximum capacity? The maximum capacity is 1 lakh kgs per year. Okay, capacity is 1 lakh kgs. It is given here 1 lakh kgs. So current external sale quantity is 60,000 kg. Then maximum capacity available 1 lakh kg. Therefore spare capacity available with whom? With the pulp division, 40,000 kg. 40,000 kg. Am I right? Yes. So what do you have to do? Spare capacity 40,000. Now what is the internal demand for pulp? Internal demand for pulp will be, what is it, 10,000 kgs. Okay, so what is the conclusion? The internal demand could be met by the pulp division from the spare capacity available. Spare capacity available. Am I right? Yes. So what is the question here? Assuming that the pulp division is currently selling 60,000 kgs of pulp each year to outside customers at the stated price of rupees 210 per kg, will the managers agree to a mutually acceptable transfer price for rupees 10,000 kgs of pulp in the next year? Yes. That is the question. So what do you have to do? Available. Therefore, minimum TP transfer price required for pulp division. What is minimum TP required for pulp division is equal to variable cost. Variable cost is nothing but 84. I think it is 84. It is 126. It is rupees 126 per kg. Is it clear? Yes, because there is no opportunity cost. No opportunity cost. No opportunity cost. And what would be the maximum TP? Maximum TP that the carton division will be prepared to pay. It will be rupees 189. Am I right? Because they are getting at 189. 189 per kg. So what do you think? Minimum TP required is 126 and maximum what the carton division can pay is 189. So if the transfer price is set between 126 per kg to 189 per kg, then what will happen? It will be a viable transfer price. Okay, so you can conclude. If the transfer price is set, between rupees 126 per kg, to 189, rupees 189 per kg, comma, the internal transfer could be effected. That is the answer to the second situation. Now what is third situation? If the outside supplier of the carton division reduces its price to 177 per kg, will the pulp division meet this price? Explain. If the pulp division does not meet the price of 117 per kg, what will be the effects on profits of the company as a whole? Okay, so the question is situation 3. Revised price at which pulp is available in the external market. To whom? To the paper division, carton division, right? To the carton division. Rupees 177, I think, right? 177 per kg. 177 per kg. Therefore, what will happen? Maximum price that carton division will be prepared to pay for internal division, for internal transfer will be rupees 177 per kg. Is it clear? So the maximum price that the carton division will be prepared to pay for the internal transfer will be rupees 177 per kg. So now the question is, what is the minimum price required by pulp division? Okay, there could be two scenarios. Okay, situation 1. What is situation 1? No spare capacity. No spare capacity. What will happen if there is no spare capacity? When there is no spare capacity, minimum transfer price will be rupees 210 per kg. So do you think that internal transfer will be affected? So the conclusion will be no internal transfer will be affected. That is the conclusion here. Now situation 2. What is situation 2? Situation 2 is there is spare capacity. There is spare capacity. So if there is spare capacity, what will be the minimum TP? Minimum TP is equal to, it is 124. It is 126 per kg. 126 per kg. What is the maximum TP? Maximum TP is 177 per kg. So what do you think, whether this will be affected, internal transfer will be affected? Yes. Okay, so you can write the heading. So you can write the conclusion here. Since the minimum TP is lower than the maximum TP, since the minimum TP is lower than the maximum TP, internal transfer could be affected. Internal transfer could be affected if the transfer price is fixed between, if the transfer price is fixed between 126 per kg to 177 per kg. 126 per kg to 177 per kg. Is it clear? Yes. Now, in this case, there is one more question what they are asking in this situation 3. Explain. If outside supplier of the carton division reduces its price to 177 per kg, will the pulp division meet this price? What do you think? If there is spare capacity, they can meet this price. Okay, so you can conclude to the answer. Okay, so you can write, if spare capacity, therefore, if spare capacity is available, if spare capacity is available, the pulp division will match. The pulp division will match to the price of the outside supplier. Okay. Now, if the pulp division does not meet the price of rupees 177 per kg, what will be the effects on profits of the company as a whole? What will be the effect on the profits of the company as a whole? Okay. What you will have to do here? You will have to prepare the profitability of the company. Okay. So, statement of profitability. Statement of profitability. Okay, you can write with internal transfer, without internal transfer. Here situation 1. What is situation 1? No spare capacity. No spare capacity. Which means, no spare capacity means number of units sold by pulp division. Here it will be 1 lakh and here it will be 1 lakh. Okay, so tell me what will be the number of goods sold to external customers. With internal transfer means 10,000 units have to be sold internally. So external will be 90,000. Okay, here but there is no internal transfer, so entire 1 lakh will be sold external. Okay, so number of goods sold to internal division, how much? 10,000 nil. Okay, total contribution to the division you can write on external sale. On external sale, what is the contribution? The contribution will be 84 per unit, rupees 84 per unit. Okay, so what you can write here is 84 into 90,000. So 84 into 90,000, that is rupees 75,60,000. Here it will be 84 into 1 lakh, so that is 84 lakhs. Okay, now on internal sale, what will be the contribution on internal sale? The contribution will be, he will have to match the selling price to 177. Am I right? Then only this will take place. Okay, so internal sale at rupees, I am writing here 177 minus, what is the variable cost? Variable cost is 126 per unit. So 177 minus 126 will be 51 per unit. Okay, so here it will be 51 into 10,000. 51 into 10,000 will be 5,10,000. 5,10,000. Okay, now whereas here it will be nil. Done, it is nil. Now that is for so therefore total contribution to the division, will be 75,60,000 plus 5,10,000, that is 80,70,000. And here it is 84 lakhs. Now what you have to do, this is for the pulp division. Okay, now for the paper division. Okay, this is to the carton division. Number of units sold Number of units sold, how much? 10,000 and 10,000. There is no change in that. Okay, now what do you have to do here? The price at which it is purchased. Price at which it is purchased, it is rupees, what is the rate? 177, and here also it is 177. Okay, there is no difference in the rate. So here you don't have the selling price of these two divisions. Okay, is it available? It is not available. Therefore, savings in or savings on account of internal transfer, nil. Okay, so it is nil, because as far as the carton division is concerned, whether they purchase from external sales or the external party or from the internal division, there is no impact because both are received at 177. Okay, so the only impact is with respect to the profitability or the contribution of this which division? Of the pulp division. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion: if there is no spare capacity, okay, the overall contribution of the company will reduce by how much? Rupees 3,30,000. Why 3,30,000? It is 84 lakhs minus rupees 80,70,000. Okay, overall contribution of the company will reduce by 3,30,000 if the goods are transferred internally. Are you getting? If there is no spare capacity, the total contribution of which division? The pulp division will reduce from 84 lakhs to 80 lakhs 70,000 when there is internal transfer. Okay, because if there is internal transfer, they can sell only at 177. So there is loss of contribution from this external sales lost because there is no spare capacity. So what will happen? The overall contribution of that division will come down. And what about the contribution of the packing division or the carton division? There will not be any change, because whether they buy from the pulp division or from the external market, they are bound to pay 177. So there is no change in the contribution of that particular division. So naturally, the overall contribution of the company will come down by 3,30,000 when the internal transfer is effected, when there is no spare capacity. That is the conclusion. Now, there is another scenario when spare capacity available. Spare capacity is available. When spare capacity is available, number of units, here also we will have to divide 2. Contribution of pulp division. Okay, number of external sale units. Okay, number of external sale units In situation 2, how much we took? 60,000. So I am assuming that 60,000. Okay, here also 60,000. Which is this column? The first column is with internal transfer and without internal transfer. First column is with internal transfer. Here without internal transfer, 60,000. Then number of, or we will write here, contribution from external sales. Okay, contribution from external sales. See, what is happening here is in third one, will the pulp division meet this price? Whether this meeting this price means what? The pulp division should also reduce the TP, transfer price, to rupees 177. That is the question. So the external selling price will not be changed. The pulp division will not change the external selling price. So naturally, what will not happen? The contribution from the external sales will not be affected. Okay, so the contribution from external sales will continue to be 84 per unit. So that will be 60,000 into 84. That is 60,000 into 84 means 50 lakh 40,000. Here also it will be 50 lakh 40,000. Is it clear? Yes. Now, number of internal sale units. How much? 10,000. Here nil. Okay. And what about the contribution? Contribution from internal sales. You can make the internal sales only if you have reduced the price to 177. If you reduce the price to 177, what will happen to the contribution per unit? Contribution per unit will be only 51 per unit. We have already computed 51 per unit. So 10,000 into 51, that is equal to 5,10,000. 5,10,000. What about here? Nil. So total contribution. Total contribution will be 50,40,000 plus 5,10,000. That is 55,55,000. 55,50,000. What about here? 50,40,000. Now, carton division. Number of units purchased. Here also 10,000. Here also 10,000. Okay. Then purchase cost. If there is internal transfer, he will get it at 177. If there is no internal transfer, there also he will get it at 177. So what is the conclusion? Effect on contribution. So nil. So the total contribution of the company in the case of internal transfer will be 55,50,000 plus the contribution of carton division. Similarly, if it is without transfer, the total contribution of the company will be 50,40,000 plus the contribution of carton division, and the contribution of carton division will be same in both the cases. So naturally, what will happen? The difference in the total contribution of the company will be equal to the difference between these two. Okay, so you can write conclusion. If spare capacity is available, transferring 10,000 units 10,000 kgs of pulp, 10,000 kgs of pulp internally will increase the total contribution, of the pulp division, by how much? By rupees 50 lakh 40,000 and 55 lakh 5, by rupees 5 lakh 10,000, by rupees 5 lakh 10,000 will increase the total contribution by rupees 5 lakh 10,000 of which division? Pulp division. Okay, 5 lakh 10,000, full stop. As there is no impact on the total contribution of carton division, comma, the net impact on the profitability, net impact on the contribution of the company will also be rupees 5 lakh 10,000 itself. Therefore, by effecting internal transfer at rupees 177 per unit, the overall contribution and profitability of the company will increase by rupees 5 lakh 10,000, okay. So that is the conclusion, right? So we have done that question. Now what you have to do, you can write the next heading. Okay, now we will write the heading, concept of Gauss congruence. Write the heading, concept of Gauss congruence. What do you mean by the concept of Gauss congruence? Okay, I will give you an example. In the present case, what is actually happening? We will take the example of the paper division and pulp division itself. Paper division, pulp division, not paper division, carton division. Carton division and pulp division. What was happening here? We will take the last example. Okay, the selling price of carton, pulp was fixed to 210 per kg because external customers. Okay, now carton division, the price purchase price is equal to rupees 177 per kg. Okay, this is for external customers and this is for external purchase. Now in the previous calculation, we saw that when pulp division is having sufficient surplus capacity, when pulp division is having sufficient pulp capacity, it is better for the company to effect the internal transfer of 10,000 kgs. Am I right? 10,000 kgs of pulp. Why? Because that will result in an additional contribution of 5,10,000 rupees. Okay, I am repeating. If there is surplus capacity with the pulp division, it is better for the company as a whole to transfer 10,000 kgs of pulp to carton division. That is from the perspective of the company. Now, so the company's management asks the divisional managers of both carton division and pulp division to talk between them and to agree on a transfer price. Okay. Now the manager of pulp division, he is that, see, I am selling the entire 60,000 units which I am manufacturing to the external customers, and I am selling it at what rate? I am selling it at 210 rupees per kg. So if I am transferring it to you, you should also give me at 210 rupees. Okay, that is what the pulp division manager is telling. Now on the other hand, the carton divisional manager will say, see, if I am not purchasing from you, I can get it from external customer or external supplier, and that external supplier is ready to supply these cartons to me at a rate of rupees 177 per kg. Okay, so on one side, the selling division is not ready to reduce the price, whereas the other side, the carton division is not ready to pay more price. So naturally what will happen? There will be a conflict between the interest of the divisions. When there is a conflict between two divisions, naturally what will happen? The internal transfer will not happen. Am I right? Will not happen. Okay, so pulp division manager will say, okay, if you are not ready to take a 210, I am not going to sell you don't purchase it from me. And carton division manager also will say that if you are ready to sell transfer the goods at 177 per kg, then I will buy it, otherwise I also don't want your products. So when there is a conflict between these two divisions and internal transfer is not happening, the company as a whole is losing a profit of 5,10,000 rupees. Am I right? Yes. Okay, so wherever there is a conflict between divisional managers or two divisions, the priority should be given to what? The priority should be given to the entity's goal. What is the goal of the entity? To make maximum profits. Okay, so divisional interest should be given only secondary importance even by the divisional managers, and the primary importance should be given to what? The objective of the entity. That is what you mean by goal congruence. Okay, so goal congruence refers to a situation where the goals of the organization as a whole is given primary importance than the individual goals of each of these divisions. Is it clear? And by doing that, what will happen? The goal of the divisions will become or will congrue with the goal of the organization. Congrue means what? Become similar. Okay, so whatever be the goal of the entity, the company as a whole, that will be this goal of the divisions. It has to be like that, because the division managers may be treated as a profit, the divisions may be treated as a profit center, and the division managers will have profit targets. That is altogether different story. But whatever happens, any decision taken by the divisional managers or divisions should be in line with the overall goal of the entity. Okay, in other words, the divisional goals should congrue with the organization goals, and that concept is known as goal congruence. Okay, please write a note. Whenever there is a conflict whenever there is a conflict between the interest of the divisions, whenever there is a conflict between the interest of the divisions, the divisional managers should look at the goal of the entity as a whole. Okay. The decision which is favorable from the perspective of the entity as a whole, shall be given more importance than the divisional goals. Full stop. This principle is what is known as goal congruence. Okay, full stop. In other words, the goals of the divisions should match with or should not be in conflict with what? The goals of the entity as a whole. Whenever there is a conflict, full stop. Whenever there is a conflict, the goals of the entity should be given more importance than the goals of the divisions. Okay, so in transfer pricing, this goal congruence concept will be applicable throughout the entire decision making scenarios. Whenever there is a conflict between the divisional interest and the entity interest, you should give priority for the entity interest itself. Okay, it is not just applicable to transfer pricing, it is applicable to all cases. But specific to transfer pricing, this goal congruence will be applicable when there is a conflict between the divisional managers with respect to acceptance of internal transfer or not. One divisional manager says, I will transfer only at this rate. The other divisional manager says, no, I can't buy at that rate, I can buy only at this rate. So there is a conflict. When there is a conflict between two divisional managers, they should look for the entity. And the entity, whichever option, whether internal transfer is beneficial at the entity's perspective, that is what they have to see. And if it is favorable to the entity's perspective, then they should go for the internal transfer. If it is not good or favorable at the entity's perspective, then they should not go for any internal transfer. Is it clear? That is the sum and substance. Okay. Now, write the heading. I think now it is 1 o'clock. We will do one thing before we move to the next topic. We will break for lunch. And now it's 1. We can meet back by 2:30. Okay, thank you.